This is Mystical Ariel here to shake the matrix, shake the system, expand your minds, and make you all think. I was getting my tongue twisted there, but hey, we're awake, we're alive, we're here this morning, and we are on an adventure. And this morning, well, let me tell you, we lost our keys and wallet last night, and you know what? Didn't even stress about it. Didn't even worry about it. Didn't do any of those things. Seriously laughed at it, and the only thing I was stressing about is that I could get a burger because I was hungry beyond. And I luckily been able to do that. I luckily could get in my bus, so we got ourselves at least our place to sleep and everything like that. So, and we got food and everything we need here, so we didn't really stress. We're gonna go out and try and find them today. They're out in the middle of nature somewhere, so hopefully we find them. But let's discuss this prison system. Let's go deep. Let's get into the depths of understanding this beyond. So, I'm going to show you. I didn't just have an experience, I had a discovery. And it blew my mind beyond. Changed everything. It took me 2.5 years to finally speak this stuff, and it still took me time to even speak it all out because you had to integrate everything, and I had to go through my cell memory and get through all the lies I've been taught. So not only had to go through it in the realms of all realms, I had to go through it in this existence yet again. So making the choice to return, it wasn't an easy one, but I chose this. If you pay attention, I might not be tethered like you think I am. Let me explain everything to you, and I can get it in a little more detail here for you. When you look around, okay, at this world today, it feels like something is deeply wrong, and you know it. You're paying attention, you're like, this isn't right. You're trying to do your regular life, but it's just every so often your head is shaking. You know, and you think about it. Yeah, are all these arguments, and is the earth flat around? Really, does that really even matter when it really get down to it? Are we alone in the universe? Which religion holds the truth? Which government hides the secrets? And do you know that we so want to know these things? Some of us will hold this and take it into the other realm, and we'll still be creating this realm and those other realms. But if you look closer, if you realize something deeper, and you start to dig within, the real secret is not in these surface debates, because it really doesn't matter. I get it. When we think in a solid factor, what we want to know is this that, is this flat, is this round, are we alone in the universe? Which religion holds this truth? None of them. They all hold a little tiny bit of it, but this is a demerged fallen mindset. You gotta look a little closer. The secret is not in the surface debates. The real secret is that this realm itself, okay, it's a prison. It's a prison of illusions, and it's designed to keep the divine beings asleep like you and me. It's designed to create lies, torment, and divide. And here's the shocking part. Both science and even ancient science, ancient wisdom, they all point towards the same truth, and yet we are still being entrapped by everything going on around us in our lives and everything. You see, the modern physics, they pulled back the curtains on reality. They did a double slit experiment. When light passes through two slits, it behaves like waves, resonance, frequency, sound. And until someone observes it, then it collapses into particles, meaning reality is not solid until consciousness interacts within it. Quantum entanglement is two particles separated by light. Years mirror other instantly. And this means that separation is nothing more than an illusion. Reality is connected like one mind, one fabric. Hello, how's it going, Creeper? Hello, Grumby Grumble. These are some unique names, guys. Hello, how's it going? The holographic principle, some physics now suggests that our universe is a hologram. Within everything we see is a projection of encoded information. So what do if you wanting to entrap people? You want to keep them locked in. You have to really get down to it. I mean, you got to think about these video games. Think inside this game. Think of all the characters that are there. They think that world is real and solid. When you put on the oculate, you think that is solid. Your body, your mind, everything so much that when you fall, you're losing yourself. And people actually literally physically fall in these things. But see, when it really gets narrowed down to it, those video games we're playing, it's nothing more than a bunch of ones and zeros. A coded system in the same way our lives appear solid. But at the deepest level, they are all information, waves of consciousness, resonance, frequencies, sound waves. Even our ancient wisdom saw this long ago. Plato talked about this in the caves where humans only see their shadows and mistake them for reality. We do that with our trauma all the time. Hindu sages spoke of Maya and the Great Illusion. Think of all this programming. It started in religion, your schools, your home, everything. You got told when you began, you got told when you ended. Yeah, fear was installed in you in a second, and you're like, what the heck? I mean, let's go even into the ancient agnostics. They warned us of the Demerge, a false creator who forged a prison trap, divine sparks into matter. Science shows this. Native elders called it the great dream, teaching of what we call reality is, but a dream is within a dream. So maybe your dreams are more the reality than even the existence of this place here. Now imagine this, because in your dream you can fly, you can do all these things. Why? You're not hindered. You are not flesh and bone. You are energy. Science shows this as a fact. And you want to argue and think that I'm making up some voodoo and saw a bunch of science fi and everything? No, man, this is a discovery. I went from a religious stage where I was respected. I lost everything to come and speak this. Everything. I'm known as crazy. She's lying. She made this up. All this. Who does that? I'm not gaining anything. Who does that? Somebody who knows something and says, I am tired of parts of me being entrapped. You begin at birth, you end at death, that's what you're taught. But science says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and you are pure energy made of the stars. We're taught this in science. We're taught this. But somehow, we throw all that out the window because we're taught we're going to die. We're taught we have a birthday. We're taught we're going to end. And this system is a paradox of prison system. It's like telling a wave in the ocean that once it crashes on the shore, it no longer exists. But the water never died. It simply changed form. Likewise, when we die, when we think this avatar dies, it changes form. Likewise, you don't die. Consciousness, it only transforms, it transmutes, it transmissions, it transforms. But if you convince an internal being that it is fragile and temporal, and it can get sick and it can die, and you install the virus of fear, and then fear locks your prison doors. Fear creates divide. And you become fear becomes the greatest chain. And once you believe in death, you will obey anything to prolong life, to protect it and defend it. And then they're taught you that a paper has value. Why do you think people give away their power, their freedom, even their soul? Because the program tells them they can lose everything. To lose everything, because that's where your freedom gets found. So how does the system keep energy beings asleep? What are they doing? What are the tools? Family, schools form childhood from are told you are your name, your gender, your nationality, your religion. You are taught not to question but to obey. Religion. Humanity is giving gods, external gods to argue about. Wars are even fought over the holy books. The blood that is shed, you're killing yourself. And the truth of the unity is twisted into dogma and division. And instead of seeing the spark of the divine within each and every single one of us, people are told salvation lies outside of them. And they must separate from what is in front of them and go out on a journey to find something that is an external to grab. Hi, Vera. How's it going? And this system invented a piece of paper, put a bunch of numbers on it, and later digitally tokens, convincing people that this is ultimate value. Really, if something came from another place, they would not come here and look at that paper and want it. They would think we were absolutely crazy. Holy crap, they kill each other over this paper. If they remove this paper, they don't die, whether they have that paper or not, but they will shed blood for that paper. And they will build kingdoms with that paper that will crumble at the moment that the sound resonates at the wrong tone. And then they will make sure those tones are not spoken or heard or taught that they exist. You know, the economy is right there. The entire war started over a piece of paper that has no true worth. Nothing. If an alien came here, then no one would want it. The true value is in energy, creativity, nature, and consciousness. Those free doing those things, they got the richness. Not a piece of paper, not the building they built with the piece of paper, or the car they drive down the road with the piece of paper. One source, one consciousness was fragmented into a bunch of billion pieces of sparks, each wearing a body, and this system then pitted them against one another. Race against race, nation against nation, religion against religion, and people fear their neighbors when their neighbors are only mirrors of themselves. This is why society is broken. Half the population lost with no identity, and the other half gripping false identities that never truly belonged to them in the first place. The false narrative, the false program. Hell, religion discuss you're going there, you're in it. The program runs on a false story, and it whispers like a scarce fight, hoard, protect. You are just flesh and bone, easily destroyed. Identity comes from your labels, nation, race, religion, jobs. What? You are separated, alone, disconnected. So humanity kills for resources, dies for flags, fights for gods, and competes for pieces of paper. All the while forgetting we are one consciousness, one being pretending to be so many. Look at the Crusaders. Generations slaughtered each other in the name of gods, who at their core all preached love, but they didn't know what love was. Or consider modern wars fought for oil, money, and power, illusion, given value by broken systems. Let's crack this system wide open. Here it is. But here's the thing, the prison is not perfect. The cracks appear. Mystics across every tradition, skills, Buddhists, shamans, agnostics, discover the same truth, and this world is a dream. And science now admits we may be living in assimilation. Nature itself whispers a secret. You know, the reason the seasons show us death is not an end, but a transformation. The stars remind us that we are part of something infinite. And the rivers and trees mirror in balance and unity. When a forest burns, new life rises. When winter kills, spring returns. Death is not destruction, it is transformation. The system lied to us about endings. So how do we break this code? How do we escape this prison? We shift awareness. You know, science shows that the observer changes reality, and when you awaken, when you shift perception, the code bends. The prison bars dissolve. So return to nature. Even native traditions teach reconnect to earth, fire, water, and wind. These elements are untouched by the program, echoing the original design. They couldn't change everything. Why do you think they separate you from these places and teach you that, you could accidentally eat something poisonous and die? You could touch something and get hurt. The Gnostics and the Hermetics and the mystics all said the same body is temporary. The soul is eternal. And when you stop fearing death, fear loses its grips. When you realize the money is in your wallet has no real value, the system loses its power. I mean, I lost my keys and wallet yesterday, and most people would be losing their minds, and I'm just going to go back out and try and see if I can find them and know that they're going to reappear. And if they don't, then I know I need to just do a couple of things, and that's it. Why stress? Why give them that energy? Fuck that. I'm going to let it lose its grip. Fear don't have the hold. And doctors told me not too long ago, you're on the verge between coma and death, and I laughed and said, I'm on the verge of resurrection, baby. See, when you realize the money in your wallet and the things you have all around you, they don't matter. They aren't what make or break you. When you realize death is just a doorway and the system cannot control you. And when you realize your neighbor is a reflection and the system cannot divide you, and there is no race, religion, or any of those things. There's just these beautiful beings that forgot who the truth of their existence is. So the prison was never made of iron. It was built from beliefs. And the walls are illusions. And the guards are fear and lies. And the key has always been within you. See, you are source disguised as human. You were never created and never destroyed. You must hold all the answers within you. The journey must be taken within. That's where the real beauty is meant to be seen, and it's also where some of the hard things are meant to be seen. You are not in a prison. The prison is in you. So break it. You have the power to dissolve it. And when you awaken, you don't just see the truth. You become the truth. You want to be truth in your life? You want to not be someone who's just spouting whatever? Go in. You become that. The system itself begins to crumble all around you. And therefore, the question is, who says I'm not already free? Right? Make sure, you guys, you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. It brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you're valuable and you matter, and you're all unique puzzle pieces, a part of the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. And when you misplace your keys in your wallet, know that the system is assimilation. It's a matter of translating the codes and making sure that you line it right into the right place. And things will fall in the way they need to. All right? I only had 2 concerns. Can I get into my bus? And can I get a burger? I will see what I see. I will meet what I meet. And I'll embrace what I embrace. I will be dust in the wind. My dear friends, much love. May you have a great day. Peace. See you tomorrow.